Hi everyone, it's Jules and welcome to Jules Journals. On my channel, I love to talk about books and reading, even movies and TV, as well as gluebooking and collaging, junk journaling, creative journals. I love my new Hobonichi again. So it's just kind of a wide array of pretty much anything paper related. I love to talk about it. I've loved paper since I was a little girl and loved scrapbooking and keeping memories. So in this video today, I'm going to do a glue book session. So I hope you'll stick around. And if you like this sort of content, please subscribe. I'd love to have you as part of the Jules Journals family. With this session today, my inspiration piece was this lovely ballerina. And she's kind of in the mint green and peachy, earthy colors. And if you're new to my channel, I do like to color match a little bit. I am kind of that way in my whole life, even what I wear. And so now I'm going through, I realized I needed a few more images for this layout. But then when I'm done, I realized I had like extra, so I probably didn't, but I'm glad I went through this magazine to find these images because I did end up using two of them, I think. But this magazine is a Charleston Style and Design magazine. I highly recommend it for glue booking and collaging. It has a lot of great art in it, great scenery, and it's fairly inexpensive and it's thick and the paper quality is really good. There I'm debating whether it's the right vibe for this. Even there I'm looking at her flowers there on the countertop, if that would work. But I hope everyone is doing well. It is the weekend. I have been struggling with some sort of weird virus. I took a couple COVID tests. It's not COVID, and it's not congestion. It's more like extreme exhaustion, a little sore throat, headache, and some vertigo. But it seems better today. I still have a headache. Not that you care about and want to hear about someone not feeling well. So let's talk about happy things. And I started a vlog this weekend, so you should see that probably early this coming week. We have no plans this weekend, and we had to cancel some plans last night just because I wasn't feeling well. But yeah, I finished a book this week, so that feels good, and I hopefully should finish another book. I'm listening to Stephen King's Salem's Lot. That painting is really interesting. It almost feels like there's a dock in there with a person standing at the end, but you don't know because it's so obscure, I guess. And maybe it's not that. That was what it kind of looked like to me. So I'm grabbing my glue book. This is an Ohuhu marker book. And I love this book, but you do have to rip out about 2/3 of the pages. And so then you end up having to glue down the perforation things in the middle. And I've been speeding up my videos and then doing a voiceover because I like to listen to my audiobook as I'm doing my session and not have to worry about what I'm saying and all of that. And it's kind of my meditation space. So I prefer to do it that way. And hopefully you are just fine with a little voiceover. I glue that thing on the left there with the padlocks on it. That's like a Uline catalog. You remember the Sears catalogs? It's about that thick. And so I don't know why I get the Uline catalog, but I glue on that and it can just be scrap. So it's a good thing to glue on. So if you have an old Sears catalog, you could do that. Although those are probably worth something now. What else is going on? I want to see a couple movies. I want to see Long Legs. I heard is really scary and creepy. And I want to see Trap. That's the new M. Night Shyamalan movie. with Josh Hartnett. Uh, but haven't figured out time to go yet. Yeah, we watched last night on as a movie. We watched uh, the Instigators. Matt Damon, Casey Affleck. It's on Apple TV. We liked it. Wasn't like amazing or fantastic, but we liked it. It was entertaining. Casey Affleck played kind of that sarcastic sidekick character that he played. My husband thinks he was in Ocean's 11 or one of those, and I do not remember him, so I'm going to rewatch those. But we liked it. There's one thing in it that just made me laugh out loud and slap my knee. It was so funny. And then we watched the first, there's 2 episodes of the Steve Martin documentary, and I do not remember what that's on. If it's still on Apple TV, I can't remember. But I love how this layout came together. I just jumped from talking about Steve Martin to this layout. I love how this came together, and I like all of the elements and pieces in it. I really enjoyed doing this layout, this spread. All right, Steve Martin. So it's a documentary, and this first half is really all about up until like 1980. And I did not realize how big of a, comic. He was filling arenas. He was like the biggest comedian there was. I had no idea. I really thought he got his start from SNL, and that is when he got really big. But I didn't know he was doing much before SNL. So it was really good to watch it, and it's done really well. The editing is amazing. So we'll probably watch the second part of that tonight, I'm assuming. I am trying to not drink alcoholic beverages, so if you've ever tried not to do that, let me know how it went. And that's a very personal thing, but there is so many people that are trying to not do it. I think a lot of us started doing it more and more during COVID, and I was doing really well up until my mom got sick, and then I just went off the rails, and yeah, it didn't stop. And then she passed away and my dad got sick. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. And now I'm like, okay, you got to just calm it down. So I'm trying not to drink alcohol, but I kind of like that, having that glass, when you're watching a movie or reading a book. I like to have that in my hand. So I'll mix soda water with something else, because a lot of times something else is too sweet for me. But even I'll do soda water with, I'll even put some olives in it and olive juice. And it's like I call it my poor man's martini, which I use Pellegrino. So it's not really a poor man. Okay, this page I am just loving. And you'll find out in a few seconds when I'm pulling the words why I might love it even more. But I just love these colors. It's just a very soothing, zen page. Oh gosh. I'm pretty sure that dancer was from my Lazur magazine. Oh, today I went to Barnes & Noble, which will be in my vlog, and I did not find the Lazur. I might, because I guess there's a new, and that was me with my mouth. I guess there's a new, what do I want to call it? Issue of it out. And so the Barnes & Noble guy told me to try 2 of the bigger stores like Eden Prairie or Mall of America. He said they have bigger magazine sections. Oh dear. I'm like, a bigger magazine section? That's all I need. But I might try there and see if I can find it. I don't really want to order it because it's heavy, so I can imagine the shipping is pretty expensive. I'm just loving this page as I'm looking back here. So yeah, see on the right there, I think this is the last piece I add. I'm trying to figure out how to cut this one because I had already cut it almost in a triangle and I didn't really like that, but you'll see kind of what I do. I don't love it, but it works. I was like, okay, it's kind of like a frame or a border to this dancer. So that's how I positioned it on the page, was like it was a border or like a photo. It's like a photo corner. I really wanted to use these wine bottles and wine corks as I talk about not drinking, but I love images of alcohol. I just think sometimes they have the prettiest colors. I just really like them. So I like to buy the alcohol magazines. There's a gin one that's really good. There's a whiskey one that's really good. So now I'm looking for my words. And when it comes, I will tell you which yep, there. So dance. I'm like, she's a dancer. I love dance. I was a dancer. So dance became my theme for this layout, and I just love it. And look at that one. The rule is you have to dance a little bit in the morning before you leave the house because something I can't remember. What does it say? Shoot. You walk out, something about you walk out into the world. It's a Sandra Bullock quote. It was perfect. You have to dance when you walk out of the house because it changes the way you walk out into the world. And I completely agree. If you play some fun music and dance before you leave the house, you're going to be in a good mood. Some days I just want to start, slower, and I play the really soothing, somber music, and I'm like, ugh. Now I just feel somber. And this washi fit perfectly. I have to cut it a little bit at the bottom, but there you go. That is my layout I did, and I love it. And thank you guys so much for being here, and I will chat with you soon.